Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new podcast. I'm Mark and I'm being joined today by Damon.
Hello.
And Lee.
Hey.
So, right guys, how you doing?
Yeah, good man. You?
I'm very well, thank you. So this is your first ever podcast for you two?
Yeah. Podcast version. Yeah.
don't
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost that podcast virginity now.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's popped a cherry.
Yeah. Oh, God, thanks.
Oh, it's got awkward.
It was very brief, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
Lee.
now we're done.
Yeah, that's the end. So, Lee, just before we started, you was asking about a trailer to something?
Yeah, I
What
can't
was that
remember
you
what the
were
film
gonna-
was called or the actor, funny enough, because I'm shit today.
We're
But,
on a good
it's
start then.
like a detective thing, like a mystery where a detective's trying to catch a serial killer.
Is this
Is
the...
this back in time?
No, it's something to do with snowmen
The
or
snowman,
something.
yeah.
Ah, yes.
I was going to say, Fassbender, but I was wondering, I can't remember what it's called though.
The
But
Snowman.
It is the
what,
Snowman.
Yeah, Snowman,
what do you guys think? Because I thought it looked really good.
It looked really, really good. Yeah, I was really intrigued by that as well. It's a book series, isn't it, I think, as well?
I believe it is based on the book, yeah. I've got it on my notes actually just because it comes out on... Oh, the 13th. That's today.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was good
so
timing.
the day we're recording it, yeah, that movie should be
Okay.
out.
Cool.
But I was quite intrigued by it. I must admit, I thought it was going to be like a killer snowman kind of movie. So I was like, oh, nice cheesy B movie. So I was quite surprised by...
It looked really well done, really, but the looks of the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, but apparently Dame's going to book us for Ragnarok as well.
Yes, I'm quite interested in that. When's that out? The 24th, because I've got that on my notes as well. I was doing a list of things that are out this month.
Cool.
So, yeah, I quite fancy the look at Thor Ragnarok. My
I have
wife
to
is
say,
interested.
I've never been too bothered by Thor too much, but actually the trailer did look kind of that 80s retro styling.
The font, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
the title there, that had a
And
kind
the
of-
neon and stuff.
I don't know whether that made it look more fun,
Yeah.
but it just, yeah.
It reminded me of what's the one on Come Fury for some
Yes,
reason.
yeah,
Seen that one?
yes,
No.
yes, I have, yeah. That's
Right, Lee, if you've not seen that, then you really should. The start of the movie is some hoodlums with a skateboard which is under a police car. He stamps on it and it flips the police car, somersaulting like 30 feet in the air whilst they shoot it with machine guns and explode it. And then, of course, Kung Fury himself turns up to kick the shit out of the bad guys, along with a Nazi slot machine.
Okay.
Yeah. And
It's,
lots of time
it's
travel.
random.
And Odin's in that. I think it was he Thor. There's a big muscular.
I cannot remember.
He's like a really old bodybuilder chap. I think he's Thor in that as well. So we've actually segued from Thor into
Yeah.
Thor again. So,
No, with the fours, I really enjoyed the first one. Second one, I wasn't that bothered by.
yeah, the first one was a good introduction to the character, but it was a bit of it was almost a throwaway movie in a way. It was just, I think you
Yeah.
could,
Quickly got him out to introduce
yeah,
everybody.
you
didn't
could
they?
have got into Avengers without having seen the Thor movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. But the second one, I'm not sure what I thought.
It's,
I enjoyed it, but not.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it if no one's
Oh, it's been out for ages.
Yeah.
We're going to spoil a lot.
I was going to say, obviously, Hulk looks to be in the movie, but the looks of the trailer
Yes,
as well,
yeah.
so that could be quite interesting. The whole,
Yeah, see that part of Crackman where he sees me, oh,
Yeah.
I know him from work.
yeah,
He's my
exactly,
friend.
yeah, exactly. So that should, hopefully that'll be good.
Yeah, so that's out on the 24th, and at the time of recording, this is the 13th, so hopefully we'll get to see that in a
On
couple
the
of
13th?
weeks.
Yeah,
It's not the 13th.
no, 14th.
Is it?
Yeah.
Today's the 14th?
Yeah.
Friday 13th
13th.
yesterday.
Oh, God, it was, wasn't it? What kind of time loop am I? Maybe I'm just surprised that no one in a hockey mask killed me yesterday.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
got over
yeah.
that shock yet. I had a list of other things that are coming out this month also include the new Saw movie, Jigsaw, on the 27th. Either of you guys seen all the other films or
No.
interested in them at all?
No.
I think I've seen the first couple.
Yeah, first couple same here really. I personally thought they got worse as they got on. The first one was absolutely brilliant. I thought that was a great twist.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Well, 3
that-
twists, really.
Well, yeah, and I just thought that was really a great horror film. But then as it got further in, I just lost interest really. But I'll probably give them another go kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm quite. I mean, I don't know how long it's been. It must be 10 years, if not more, because they was out every single Halloween. They had one out. I enjoyed all of them really. Apart, maybe the last one was a little bit.
Which
yeah,
one was the one
right.
with needles in?
Number
Number
two.
two.
Number 2 was the tip of the
Yeah.
needles, which you gets pushed in that
Yeah,
pit full of
that's-
syringes.
yeah.
Yeah, that was number 2. But there were odd little things. I think it's number 3. There's a little throwaway moment where you see him pouring candle wax on. I don't know why I'm gesturing. No one who's listening can see this, but anyway. He's pouring candle wax.
He's doing
on
it
something.
really well, people. Yeah.
Yeah, this mime is great. So he's got a lit candle. He's pouring the wax onto something, and you don't really know. You're like, oh, what's he doing? And you kind of forget about it. In the 4th film, when he's died, they're doing the autopsy, and there was a tape in his stomach, that was sealed in wax.
Oh,
You're like,
wow,
okay.
okay.
oh, that's what he's
Okay.
doing. And I like that it was pre-planned and
Yeah.
it kind of.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
But yeah, I will go and see it because I can't remember the last time I've had kind of like a gory horror at the cinema.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I can't think of the
I
last
don't think
time.
I've ever seen a gory horror cinema, let alone the last time.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to think of like horrors that I've actually looked back on and gone, you know, that was fantastic. I mean, I know you're a fan and I know you're a fan.
I can name one for you straight away.
The Collector and The Collection.
Actually, I was going to go Scream.
Scream, yeah, that was a long while ago.
See, I wasn't that into it. I didn't mind it, but it was very watered
Again,
down.
the sequels
Kind of.
got worse.
Yeah.
But the original was solid.
The original was very good, and that the whole 2 killer. Spoiler alert, people again. Sorry.
Scream's been so long ago. I mean,
I
people
really
don't know
love
by now.
Yeah, that's true.
That means I really love the Netflix series as well.
I haven't seen
Scream
that yet.
I didn't watch that because I wasn't that into the franchise.
When it first came out, I watched the first episode and didn't bother watching it again.
Right.
And then I don't know, must be 6-7 months later, I went back to it
Cool.
and ended up really enjoying it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, alright.
So maybe one to put on the list then. But I'll just going back. I just absolutely love the collection. The collection is a small film that not many people have heard of potentially.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like that whole cat and mouse dynamic. And if you was to say the premise, it doesn't sound great, but I just thought it was executed quite well, and especially how the second one ended. Not gonna say anything,
No,
but
but
yeah.
It did give it a good conclusion, I should say. rather than
And another little hit I saw on Netflix that I thought was really good. I don't think you was a fan of it, Mark. Was Hush. Did you know that?
No, not that
No.
much. I kind of, we started watching it and then I just kind of, it felt a little bit silly.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the idea that she was deaf and the killer could kind of talk, or be walking around in the house without her noticing. I can't remember what it was that made me lose interest in it. I think it was, I don't know, it just, after that whole, oh, she's deaf, this is quite an interesting premise. The rest of it was kind of cliche and I've seen it all before,
Yeah, I can see.
I haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
And the other one, The Boy, that was a great one.
I haven't seen that yet. I still haven't watched it.
Neither.
Just me.
Yeah, you're on your own with that one.
Back to trailers, I'm pretty sure it's out this month as well. Thoughts on Happy Death Day?
I am very intrigued.
I don't know. That
It's like a day in the life of a woman who it's her birthday and she gets murdered.
Yeah, it's great.
But then at Groundhog Day resets and she wakes up the same day.
Oh, okay.
And she's got to try and stop the killer from
Solve
killing her and
her
solve it
I have to say
before she dies.
So I take it she doesn't know who killed her?
No.
No,
So she's
just
solving
trying to work it out.
It's wearing
Okay.
it's a mask or something,
Yes,
isn't it?
it's like a baby face, isn't
Yeah.
it, kind of thing. I have seen.
She's got to figure out sort of who killed her and
I've seen a couple
stop
of
the
reviews.
days resetting.
I have seen a couple of reviews on it, and it got really good reviews. So it's quite intriguing.
Is
to
there
see.
anyone in it that I would recognise the
I
name?
don't think
don't
there's
know.
lots of famous in actually.
No,
I didn't recognise
no.
them in the trailer.
I didn't actually.
Not that I mind either way, I just had
Bill Murray makes a cameo. No, he doesn't really. It was
That
Bill
would be
Murray.
great. Or if someone's watching Groundhog Day in the film.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you actually. That is probably one of the ones I'd probably check out as well. It does look quite a bit of a.
And,
it's like cliched
Yeah,
Groundhog
it
Day.
looks
Yeah.
it does. It looks cheesy, but in a fun way.
Yes, yeah.
You'll have to remind me about that. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
name of it when this is over so I can write it down and go and look for the trailer.
And obviously this month as well, Stranger Things season 2. First season was amazing.
Yeah.
Was it only 8 episodes if I remember rightly?
I can't. It was short.
So, yeah.
It was short, yeah.
So I don't know how many is going to be in the new one, but
It's one of the things that you keep hearing a lot of people talk about, and I have not heard anyone say a bad thing about it.
I've only seen one person post something bad about it, and that was an author, Duncan Ralston, who I follow and review some of his books.
Yeah.
Hi Duncan, if you're listening, but Jesus mate, it's a good series. What's the matter with you? I thoroughly like it. I think it was as soon as the theme tune kicked in, that kind of John Carpenter 80s
I was
synthesizer.
about to say, I don't want to keep going on about the whole 80s vibe, but it's actually really cool. And I thought they executed it really well. Great series.
Considering the actors' ages and that, they did amazing.
Yeah, very good performances, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. That has led nicely into something I found out today that Hasbro are going to release three Stranger Things themed board games. One of them
I
will
saw
never
one
see.
about Eggos.
Yes,
I've seen
that's
something
one of
about
them. One of them will never see the light of day here because it's a Stranger Things themed Ouija board.
Okay.
Right.
So that won't.
Can't see that being the top
UK.
seller.
That's not a board game.
No.
In America, it is, though, isn't it? It's kind of like a fun family game. I don't
Let's stop
Let's
this.
see what Johnny opens on Christmas Day. Oh, Ouija board. Yeah.
Why don't you on Boxing Day? Demons dragged me to hell and raped my family.
Yeah.
What was the other one? There's a Stranger Things Monopoly. I'm like, Monopoly.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
care about
yeah,
that.
well,
and yes, there was this Eggos card game, which I think is supposed to be similar to Uno.
I'm not sure. I've just seen the box art.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a box with the waffles on
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
11. Yeah, it looked very unusual. But I've not seen any more than the box art as well.
Okay.
That was quite a
Very
weird.
Yeah. It's kind of anything that makes money, they'll get on, won't they?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I don't know
It's
how
odd for Hasbro though, to go for something like Stranger Things
Hmm.
because it's not.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
Hasbro or they do some like obviously they must do some Marvel toys and things.
Yeah, I haven't
But
really looked at
Stranger Things is more adult. It's not kid friendly as such, is it? So it's an odd move for them.
maybe.
I can't remember what sort of rating Stranger Things
No, I
is,
don't
to be
actually.
honest.
Is it 15, 18?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Is it something I need to look at again and sort of think, can my daughter watch it? I know she's 8,
Yeah.
but then again, she knows.
I think it comes down to
really.
parental discretion. If
Yeah,
you
I
think
think-
she can handle it.
Oh yeah, she'll be fine. She's fine with scary stuff. She's like me. She loves scary stuff. It's more at that age. It's more the language and sexual content. It kind of
Yeah.
the main
At
thing,
age
so.
5, my favourite film was RoboCop.
Oh, yeah.
At age 5.
Yeah.
And that ties in nicely to one
I
of
was
my
just-
topics.
yes, go on then.
Remakes. I'm just so frustrated at the remakes. They're ruining my childhood films. And I don't know how you feel about this, guys, but it is just one of my biggest pet peeves, really. I just hate it. And I've heard a rumour that Monster Squad was looking to be remade, one of my childhood classics. And I don't know whether Shane Black was going to be involved, because I think he was involved with the...
Did he write the
I think,
original?
yeah,
one?
I think he
He
did.
didn't
I
direct
think.
it,
I
did
might
he?
be wrong with that, yeah. But I think he...
Or he co-wrote it or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, yeah.
But it's one of them things where I heard about it, and I heard about that they were going to do kind of the kids as an older adults against. And I just thought that would work really well with Monster Squad. And it's one of my classic childhood films that I just hope they don't remake it. And looking back on remakes, like Lee, you just mentioned RoboCop, that was like one of your favourite classic films.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
redone it, and they didn't do it. And I remember talking about this with you and,
Yeah.
and how we could tie you could.
But you haven't seen the remake, have you?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen it? Lee?
Yeah, it's abysmal.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah. So
You
I-
should watch it to appreciate
I
how
just,
crap
I don't want to
it
hurt
was.
my eyes.
See, the thing is, though, I don't mind the remakes because I haven't got to watch them.
Yeah, okay.
And that may sort of,
That's
someone,
fine, yeah.
it may bring an 18-year-old who would have never seen the original, they'll watch it and they'll possibly, they'll look up the original.
But that's the worrying thing, that's the frightening thing, I think. If kids like now watch that and go, oh, RoboCop wasn't very good, if they watch the one that we watched as
Yeah.
kids, they'd be like, okay, that was pretty awesome.
But
I
would
don't know
they?
if it would make you watch the original. Because
No.
Is it the Clooney casino robbery thing that I'm thinking of?
Ocean's 11?
That was a remake, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Did any of you watch the original after?
No.
that?
I didn't even know it was a remake.
No, but
I haven't watched either, so I can't
I
really.
really have to say, I just think that they're going, like, Total Recall. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, that
Do
was-
you
was
know
it
what I mean?
I did watch that. They didn't even go to Mars, did they?
I literally don't even want to spend time
It wasn't
talking
the
about
same
that.
story in the slightest.
Weren't their whole link with the original was basically like, we've got a 3-tiered prostitute, just like the original.
It's just...
We're the same movie.
It's like these little touches that they put in it. That doesn't make it... that you've not done it justice. You're absolutely killing the
To
film.
be fair though, a 3-breasted woman would improve pretty much any film. But
Yeah, it's just...
One remake I did really like, though, was the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay, Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
I
no,
love
I
the
didn't.
original,
no.
but I quite like the different spin they took on
They
it.
tried,
making
didn't
him
they?
a bit
And
more
also-
creepy and
yeah,
rather than trying to make him scary, they made him
Friday
pervy
the
creepy.
13th remake, I have to say it wasn't nowhere near as good as the others, but they tried to do some things different and little
Friday the
touches.
13th remake?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jared
it's
Padalecki's in it.
Going back a little
Supernatural.
while. Was it about 10 years?
Yeah.
I remember what me and
Did
Amy
you
watched
realise
it.
the remake? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I've seen it. Sorry. Yeah.
Amy and I watched it at the cinema. And I remember thinking it was okay, but I can't remember anything
No,
at all about
it's
it.
exactly. I mean, them okay ones are not doing it justice, and it kind of makes that kind of where a film's going. There's no original concept ideas out there.
It's all going to TV and Netflix and
TV's
things.
massive
Streaming.
now, yeah. I mean,
But that being said, because you mentioned it earlier,
yes,
I thought that was a good film, the new one.
I haven't seen it
I haven't
yet.
seen the one.
No, I haven't seen it yet. My clown phobia is probably
Clownphobia.
with remakes. I can't name many films there that have been worthwhile. But like Hills of Eyes remake was very good.
Hills of
That
Eyes
was
remake
very
was
good.
really good.
Really good.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
David Cronenberg's The Fly, better than the black and white original
Yeah, that
Man
was
Fly
really-
film. I can't believe I'm the one defending remakes slightly here.
Yeah, I know.
The remake of Maniac with Elijah Wood.
I would only say that the amount of remakes that are bad outweigh the good ones.
Oh,
but there are
quite a
certain
long-
someones out there, like
Yeah.
a few out there that you
Yeah,
kind of
some
go,
are
actually,
really
like
good.
Hills of Eyes, I remember watching that going, actually, this was amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Until they made a sequel to the
yes,
remake
exactly.
and it was
And
terrible.
that goes
but
back to exactly, they're just trying to make money, and it's just, they ruin the...
I think if you're going to do a remake, you need to challenge yourself and do something
Be
where the
brave,
original was a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do stuff.
I
You know,
agree.
like,
But that's not going to inspire people to make
I
them,
mean,
is
go
it?
left field.
People
try.
make remakes because they're inspired by the original.
Yeah.
And they
but then
want
if you're a fan of the original, especially when something's a foreign language movie, shouldn't you just be pushing it to get a broader release?
Yeah.
Rather than going,
yeah, that.
like,
The Raid was one that we heard about, wasn't it? That was going to...
oh, that's been rumoured.
Yeah.
Old Boy,
Yeah, that did get
Which I
remade,
didn't like the
yeah,
remake.
Yeah.
and there's the famous sequence in Old Boy where there's that single tracking shot of him having the fight, and he's kind of done it in this, where he's like fighting, I think it's in a multi-storey car park, and it goes down from one level to the other, and you're
Okay.
watching it and going, it's not as good.
Yeah, the Eye.
And
that
you've
was
kind
the
of
remake.
done it. I never watched the new one, which I
Yeah.
should have done just because
Jessica Alba. Yeah.
What was
We're
that?
being hypocritical
The
here.
Eye.
Jessica Alba's in a remake. We'll watch it. It's
The original is
I
fantastic.
don't know that
The
one
Eye,
original.
really,
I don't know the remake or the
good
original.
film, yeah.
Oh, right, the original is brilliant. It's one of those at the end of the film gets like my hairs up in my arms or stand on end.
It's just. I think the whole thing is like, let's just try something different. Let's just try coming up with some original ideas, or if we're going to do a remake, let's take. I don't even want to. I just don't think they would do it justice. Let's just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
I'd say some piece of shit. Well, not necessarily a piece of something that I would still like, but some old black and white B movie, do Invasion of the Puppet People or something that had no budget. The little shrunken people in a glass jar were clearly photographs of the actors that have been cut out and stuck in jars. And well done, the actors carrying them around to always keep them facing towards camera so you can't turn and reveal, oh, it's a picture. But do something like that, something really obscure.
Oh God, what was that film we watched?
Oh,
the animals.
The animal attacking thing.
Attacking the animals or something?
I can't remember.
That was abysmal, but it was original.
I suppose it did have that going for it.
Yeah, thanks guys. I had therapy to get rid of those thoughts, but now I'm remembering it.
Oh, I can't remember what it was called.
The bunnies were the best.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and the horse.
Yeah, God, yeah.
The horse to get in roundhouse kicked in the
I have to
face.
say, I'm also, and I'm going to hurt your feelings here, Mark.
Okay.
Zombievers, dear God, why do they make it? You know, what?
I'm 50-50. I liked it, but the characters were the most annoying douchebaggy twats.
Sharknado, just.
Oh no, I'm not. No. Sharknado's one of those though. If you watch it on your own, you'll find it a bag of shit. But if you watch it with your mates, and you sit and have a few beers, you'll fucking laugh your ass off at how bad it is, and then you realise, you know what, we had a fun time.
Okay.
It may not be a good film, but it will be comedy value.
Yeah.
But it's a good one for everyone to just sit together and rip into it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But then again, I've only seen the first two.
However,
They must be on like 7 now.
I think there might be 5. I remember they've done The Force Awakens. I don't know where they got that title from. Speaking of which,
hey.
I presume you've all seen the new Star Wars trailer?
Yes.
Nice.
If you're not,
You haven't seen it yet?
Okay.
Wow. Call yourself a nerd.
We found one.
You forget I'm the nerd who hasn't watched all the originals.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You mean what? You haven't watched 4, 5 and 6? You don't need to worry about 1, 2 and 3. But
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I've seen the first one.
We're just
Like,
going to take a small
4,
break.
or
We're
the
just
proper
going
Star Wars,
to
yeah.
take a small break while we just tie to a chair and make him watch them. Don't worry, guys.
Well, as you've seen the trailer then, Damon, and the original films.
Yes. Yeah, I'm quick because there's a couple of characters in it that I was like, okay. I was speaking to a couple of friends, yourself as well, about.
Well, some friends and me.
No, you are a friend. Small break while I'm removed from this.
What you don't realise, Damon, is Jar Jar Binks will be in it.
What? But there's the Darth, the Lord character, the creepy looking.
Supreme Leader Snoke.
There we go, that'll
Give him
do.
his full title. Probably just called David Snoke.
Yeah. I saw a couple of things. I'm quite intrigued. The handshake from the villain from the first one, the brother Ray.
Oh, Ray.
Ray.
Girl.
No, the other one.
Kylo.
Yeah, Kylo. That's
The
the one.
main. Yeah.
Looks like he's offering his hand, but I don't know if they've tricked it into looking like he's kind of.
Yeah, is that
good.
a little sneaky editing trick, or is it because he's actually going to do his redemption in the second movie rather than the third one?
Yeah.
There was some of the other, because there's all these Snoke rumours about is he this Darth Plagueis or whoever, someone going,
Darth
he's
Plagueis
actually
is the one,
he's actually Anakin Skywalker, and then the other one is another rumour is that he's not actually the main bad guy of the series, because
when
you think the Emperor, you didn't even see him in the first film, and then he was only hinted in the second one.
That's true.
They kind of like the theory is that we've shown so much of him already. He's not the main bad guy. There's going to be someone else behind there that's actually pulling his strings. He won't be revealed until a later date, which would be quite interesting.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, sorry.
No, go.
The
Because I'm going to be changing topics.
The kind of battle looked very good. Someone was saying about there's like a front part that looks like they can't get the the wire wrapped around.
If
you cool.
Look at that shot with those ats, we're walking along, and if you pause it, there's actually a regular size one in the middle there, and the other one's like bigger, slightly gorilla looking.
Yeah.
But they've got those sort of serrations on the front, which
is
presumably some anti-wire thing.
I have to say, I don't know whether I'm going to go against a lot of people with my thoughts here, but I have to say that the film last year, and before last year actually, because it's been a year gap, hasn't it?
Rogue One, wasn't it?
Rogue One, yeah. So the year before that, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as kind of the originals.
There we go. The originals again.
But it was good. It was enjoyable, and at least they've done a full scale effort on it, and it's good. But the only thing is, I don't feel like a development with these characters yet, and I'm not sure whether that's the case because you had like Han Solo. I know they've brought them back, and I think that's to try
And then killed them. Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Can you imagine the outrage if they tried to remake it?
Imagine the outrage if they killed Chewie.
If they tried to remake the original Star Wars, the outrage that would come out of
Yeah,
it.
that would never.
And I think that's why...
There would be death threats.
But then again, the original Star Wars was technically a rip-off of a book series called Lensman.
Okay. Oh.
So if you ever see the original, I think it was an animated
Okay.
version of that, but the story from that is quite similar. I think it was obviously inspired by that.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because tracking back to Stranger Things, I was reading the other day that apparently it's based on a real theory.
What, the Upside Down?
Yeah, it's
Or is
based,
it
on
like
some, it's based on some paranormal theory that someone had,
Oh, okay.
like in real life.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought it was
okay.
kind of strange.
But it's strange.
That is
Yeah,
a strange thing.
Yeah.
But with your Star Wars stuff,
Yeah.
changing from one star to another,
Yeah.
new Star Trek.
Oh,
Oh, the series?
Yeah.
That's
No,
that?
I actually meant this.
What is the
Did
movie
you
as
say it was a
well?
film?
No. New
I
Star
thought
Trek
there was a new film
series.
coming out.
No.
There's
Okay.
a new series.
I know there's a new series on Netflix.
It just started, or
Yes.
was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Seen
I
good,
haven't.
good reviews and stuff, but I'm not a Trekkie, so
What's
I'm not
the,
sure whether I'm gonna.
Cast like though.
Cast was good, very strong. Walking Dead character, can't think of her name.
Carl.
Dear God, no. Can't think of her name, but she is, I think, the main.
Was it
role in
Rick? Does he need to do some stuff and things?
If it's Carl, he's not going to stay where he's been told, is he?
Rick walking around with his telephone. His wife.
Yeah.
Hello, dead wife.
But no, I've not checked that out yet. I've seen again some good
That's one
feedback.
episode a week, isn't it?
Yes.
So is it one or two episodes now? Because I've not.
I'm not sure, and I've heard they've pumped a lot of money in that again.
Okay.
Not doesn't mean it's going to make a success of it, but
No.
but.
Well, I'm like you, not really a Trekkie. I think I've watched all of Next Generation when I was a kid. It was one of those things that was on every day.
Yes, yeah.
Deep Space Nine I never really bothered about.
No.
Voyager I started to watch like 3 seasons, and weirdly enough I stopped watching it when that 7 and 9 was in it. I just sort of gave up on it.
I never watched the original series, or any of the subsequent series of that actually.
Okay.
Sci-fi series I did like was Stargate.
Yeah, I liked the film and then I never watched the series.
I see a couple of the first episodes and I enjoyed
It
it.
got quite confusing when it got to series 7 because it changed. In the timeline it changed and it carried on in Stargate Atlantis.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that was
And then,
I
like-
thought it was just a spin-off. I didn't know
No,
it was like...
it contains
Oh,
characters
okay.
that then come back into the original series later on, and it
Yeah.
crosses over, and the timeline can get very confusing if you just watch one on its own.
a great show that was I was a massive fan of. Sliders, absolutely love Sliders.
Oh, the
Parallel
Dimension
universe, yeah. Harry
yeah.
O'Connell, yeah.
Was that John Rhys Davis?
Yeah, John Rhys Davis,
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely
Yeah, I
love
really
that.
like that.
Such a great show.
I remember your elation when you found it in that shop in Canada.
Yes, yeah, and the really, I'm gonna go back on what I've been saying, but this is one of them shows that could get remade. That could actually be done now.
There'd be no Jerry O'Connell.
No, there would be no Jerry O'Connell, but it
Wasn't
would be
there
a great
something
series,
recently
a
though?
great
Was it a
concept.
series? It was a dimension jumping thing.
Was there?
I'm sure there was. Although you have reminded me, somehow I've reminded myself. Do you see that there was a Castle Rock series coming out?
Stephen King?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a bit.
Kind of mix the character, they tie it all in.
I think each episode's going to be a slightly different
Oh, okay.
story,
That
perhaps.
could
A
work.
bit
And that
Outer Limits,
Yeah.
Twilight Zone kind of thing going on,
Okay,
but
yeah.
all based in the same town.
cool.
It's a bit strange.
Yeah.
And that's what he's done with his universe, really, hasn't he? He's kind of done
Everything's supposedly interlinked.
little things kind of linked.
Because he's kind of done it. I think that we're in a universe where you read the books, but all of those books happen in another universe, and sometimes they will overlap. And
which is
Have
actually
you,
quite cool.
have you read any of his other stuff? Under his, cause he used several pen names,
was it
didn't he?
Richard Bachman was
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that? I don't.
Because he didn't want to dilute the
Running Man
Stephen
was-
King brand, did he?
Yeah.
So
Running
he,
Man was one of his, wasn't it?
he put them out under a different name, didn't he?
I don't think I
Green
did.
Mile.
Yeah, Green Mile. I remember reading that when he released it in little episodes. There was like 5 or 6 separate books. He kind of wrote one, released it, and then he started writing the next one.
Cool.
I remember picking it up. all
Shawshank,
the
obviously.
time.
Shawshank, yeah.
Yeah.
Although that was originally Shawshank Redemption and Rita Hayworth, wasn't it?
Have you,
Oh yeah,
The
that was
book
like a
title.
short story, wasn't it? Which
Yeah.
I've never read the.
have you guys been checking out? There's a new show on the Sci-Fi Channel, 404 Dimension. It's kind of very
Oh,
Outer
I've not read
Limits.
that one. Oh, okay.
It's
No.
kind of I don't know how to describe it. It's not as good as the Outer Limits. But did you guys check out the Outer Limits back in the day?
That got remade in the
Yes.
late 80s.
Yeah.
early
Same
90s.
as Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone
Yeah.
was kind of
It
that
was
same.
Twilight Zone the one that we used to watch, isn't it?
That
was
was-
the Daddy Alien one, didn't he? Where he thought he was with a.
That was Outer Limits.
Was
That
it Outer Limits,
Yeah, that
was
was Outer Limits. Yeah, the
Yeah,
alien
then it's
bit.
used to do the whole. Do not adjust your.
That's
sex.
it. Yeah, this does this exactly.
Oh,
But it
okay.
kind of it's kind of tweaked it slightly, but it's not as good as the Outer Limits. But yeah, it's an interesting watch. It's worth a go. It had the guy out of iZombie, Major.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Character Major. He's kind of on a dating dating app, and he's trying to find love, and yeah, it's quite...
That's not sending it to me.
Sorry guys, yeah. There's a couple of twists in it, I'm not going to say. But yeah, it's a very hard episode to do, like a pilot episode that didn't totally sell it for me, but the whole idea that they're trying to do this Outer Limits vibe was actually quite interesting. I love the Outer Limits vibe, where it's like a different episode, like a different kind of story every episode, and there's a couple of twists.
There's another series out, I can't remember what it was called. I think Steve Buscemi's in one of them. Is it now showing on Channel 4 or something like that? And it's based on the Philip K. Dick stories, I think, who did Blade Runner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, I can't remember what it's called. One of those things, if Amy was there, she'd tell me straight away.
Steve Buscemi.
He's in one of the episodes. I think they're all different stories, but in the same universe. And it's something like Android something or something sheep.
Oh, okay.
Because the original title for
Blade Runner was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's something like that.
The original book
it's called Electric Sheep or something like that.
Okay.
We have to check that out.
Yeah, so I think it's on Sky at the moment. I'm sure we've Sky Plus it, but I haven't got around to watching it yet.
I'd be intrigued by that.
That sounds and just for something different, have a little story of the week. I think, rather than a continuation.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind on the series, it's ridiculous. So.
There's too much.
Obviously, with the new Blade Runner coming up, there's been a lot of stuff on the internet about it recently.
I have not seen Blade Runner.
I can't believe you've not seen the original.
I haven't either.
Jesus.
I've read most of the book, but not actually seen the film.
Because the book's very different. Because I've not read it, but he's. I think I've mentioned this on an earlier podcast. I'll say earlier, like 2 years ago. But he's got Philip K. Dick's got a YouTube channel where he puts abridged versions of his audiobooks on there to listen to. And I started listening to the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, and it's like, wow, this is very different. There's a lot more weird technological stuff going on. Didn't they have a lot of little implants they have to make them dream specific things and all this kind of weird, which isn't in the original. It's a lot more manageable in the movies, but on the original film, it's like, if I did a top 10, it'd be in there.
Really?
That's strong. Oh, yeah.
Okay, just quickly, I'm going to throw it out there. Top 3 films from both of you, and then I'll do mine.
You can't just do that off the top of your head.
There's got to be 3 that you've watched the most.
Not necessarily top 3, but 3 that I would always go back to. Would be Blade Runner, Battle Royale, Evil Dead 2.
Wow, okay.
There we go. I've got one from each sort of...
Freshly.
I'm kind of... Just look, go first.
Okay. From Dusk Till Dawn, Zulu, and Digstown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyone that hasn't seen Digstown, by the way, I endorse it fully.
Also,
please
what
watch
was the other... Yeah, but is that the UK title or was that the US title?
Digstown / Midnight Sting.
That's it.
Phenomenal.
I'm still stumped for it.
Damn you.
That is a really hard one to just throw out.
I know, I'm sorry. I thought everyone was surprised.
Your 3 were Digstown,
Zulu,
and
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. What did you think to the Netflix series of Dusk Till Dawn?
I was not a massive fan. It wasn't, and I'm going to sound...
I know, it's because it's a remake.
No, not that at all.
It's because you're like, that snake woman's not as hot as Salma Hayek.
Well, she was hot, but...
She was pretty damn hot.
It's the Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney vibe worked really well, and I think the series didn't add nothing to it, and I just don't think there was a need for it, and it didn't do it justice, in my opinion. I did watch the first season, I did have a look at it, and it just, it didn't add anything for me. That and same as the other Dusk Till Dawn film, they didn't add nothing to it. The second, third, and fourth, and it's just kind of. The first one was such a great kind of crime heist film, and then it went into vampires, and I love that whole element of surprise. And
I can think of one at the moment off the top of my head.
Okay, yeah.
Natural Born Killers.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
And throughout the podcast, we're going to go back and see if we get 2 or 3.
We'll give us 2 more, stay tuned.
Yeah, no, Natural Born Killers, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, going back to the From Dusk Till Dawn thing, I watched the first season as well, and I didn't mind it at first. No. I was kind of intrigued by it, and then it suddenly went, now was it Seth, Tarantino's character in the film, was like, he might not have been an evil bastard, he was kind of being manipulated by outside forces. Yeah. And it was like, and they might not be vampires, they're weird snake people.
Yeah.
And I was done with that now.
Same, I have to say.
That lost me with the whole...
Would that have bothered you if they had different names and they hadn't told it Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh, that's a good question.
If you didn't expect it to be vampires and it just turned out to be these snake people...
But then it should be called From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's kind of...
I don't know, because it was still being sold as vampire. I think it still felt very vampire, and not really, he was snake people. And that just, I don't know, it didn't work for me.
No, same.
Have you got any more of another one or 2 for your top 3? If not,
yeah, keep going.
Has anyone else got anything to go on? If not, I've got notes.
Go to the notes.
I'm going to go all the way back to trailers and other films that are out this month. On the 20th, have you heard of one called Brawl in Cell Block 99?
No.
With, is it Vince Vaughn? Yeah, with his shaved head and a big cross tattoo on the back of his head.
I did see a snippet of it, I did see a snippet, I didn't see the trailer.
It looks quite interesting. I've only seen one user review on IMDb because I didn't have time to scroll through it, and they gave it 10 out of 10 and said it was a mixture.
Vince Vaughn, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might have been, yeah. Well, I missed it, yeah, V. Vaughn. And they said it was a mixture of Shawshank and Bone Tomahawk, which was the
Bone
other,
Tomahawk was good, yeah.
which I still haven't seen. I know.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm a really
seen
big
that.
fan of Kurt
Oh,
Russell.
that was okay. That was worth a watch.
I think it had that kind of visceral kind of side that Bone Tomahawk did, and they said that this
Okay.
film has that. So I'm like, do you know what? I might give it a go. The trailer didn't quite do enough for me, but it was enough for me to go like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Can we hit on another trailer that I think I've shown you? The new Arnie film?
Oh, you did? I've forgotten that. Hell was that?
I didn't even know there was going to be a
Yes, it was. It didn't look like an. Oh, the
Hitman.
kill. No, not get cut. It was something like that. Kill.
The remakes get cut. Yeah.
It's like a Get Carter, Kill Bill type name.
Next,
wasn't
we're
it?
saying they remade the Italian Job.
Smash Max or something or whatever it was.
It was.
Go on IMDb.
Yeah.
Faster. We can't leave silence on the podcast. Oh God, what was it? Not Get or Kill.
Killing Gunther.
Gunther, that's it.
Yeah, and it definitely looked kind of like that fun vibe. It got absolutely real bad reviews. Absolutely hammered, yeah, really badly. Like it was.
I know it had a cheesy.
It did look cheesy, but it kind of looked Arnie back at his best.
It almost looked like Arnie just being Arnie.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
pretending to play a character. I'll be Arnie, and I was looking at the camera, making little quips, and you're like, do you know
And
what?
there is
I'll go with that.
going to kind of the not just Arnie. Have you checked out the Jean-Claude Van Damme new series? There was a trailer I think I've seen for that.
Didn't you try to sell that on me? And I.
Yeah, it's kind of him just mocking himself. I can't even think what it's called.
Because there was a film. I think isn't it just called John Claude or something?
I might be.
Because there was a film that came out called JCVD.
Oh yeah,
Where
maybe.
but the VD is a bad thing having a title. But
I think it's kind of
John Claude's venereal disease.
yeah.
But he's playing himself and he's going through a divorce. And he's trying to go to a post office to get money to give to his wife.
Oh, okay.
And he gets robbed, and then he's taken hostage, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you John Claude Van Damme?" And it does a weird thing where it does
Is he that poor now? Is that why he's in the course adverts?
Yeah.
He needs to go to the post office to get money.
Probably, yeah. But it was, I don't know, I just really didn't like it. And there was a really pretentious bit where, because all that, apart if you don't find the whole, hey, you're John Claude, if you didn't find that pretentious enough, there's a bit where he gives a monologue, he's seated in a chair, and suddenly the set pulls away from him, and the chair rises up, and he gives this little monologue, and then it drops down.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like, this film is utter wank. I really can't. I've never
Yeah.
been a fan of his, apart from Kickboxer and Bloodsport.
I think the series was called Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Oh, that was it.
By the looks of it, but
They tried to sell it to me, and I was like, it's not doing it, man.
yeah, for me it was just that kind of, he weren't taking himself seriously, it was quite funny. But yeah, I don't know whether it got made fully, but I see the pilot kind of looked quite good. But
I've not heard of half of these things you guys have watched.
Well, something that you have heard of, because I'm going to segue again, because we did mention Arnold. I got a list today. I'm going to do a top 10 list, which we used to, or rather Chud used to do then, but I'm going to have to do it now. There was a top 10 list on Rotten Tomatoes, or Tomatoes for the one person in America who may be listening. They did the 10 best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Wow.
So I've put them in reverse order.
okay,
And number 10 is one I've never heard of. Number 10 was Stay Hungry.
I loved
No,
it. That was
never
my
heard of
favourite.
You've heard of it, haven't you?
No, not at all.
Think he's a dude who has something happen at a gym, maybe?
Okay.
Well, it's
He takes
1976.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of this that you won't agree with because you'll be like, well, where are all the ones that we really like that are missing? Because number 9 was Terminator 3.
That is in the top 10.
Yeah, apparently so. I guess it's based on how their things are
Are
rated
you voting
on.
for these
I
or?
don't know. Number 8 isn't even a movie because it's Pumping Iron, which is entertaining. I've never watched the whole thing, but I've seen bits of it.
Okay.
Where he used to use a bit of psychological tactics on the other people, and I think he'd, on the other competitors, and he'd go on about how working out was great, and it gives you that when you've having a good workout, it makes you feel like you're coming. And they were like, "You what now?" So he'd use all those kind of tactics to kind of just
He's pulling faces out.
pull
Like,
yeah. Watch me flex. Oh, I've made jizz in my pants. That wasn't a very good Army impression. There you go. Number 7, Commando.
Oh yeah, love Commando.
Yeah, everyone loves
Great
Commando,
film.
don't they?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, was that the one with Sully?
Yeah.
Remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied.
I let him go. Where are we? 6 is Conan the Barbarian.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Number 5 is True Lies.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
And you know, she was very young. That made a large disc group in the end.
Yeah.
Was she in that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was a little girl.
so
She was the
Alyssa
teenager.
Milano,
wasn't
Alyssa Milano was the girl in Commando, I think.
She was in Charmed.
TV series.
No wonder I don't know who she is. Okay. Moving on. Number 4, Total Recall.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
again,
expect like the top 3 though. But
Solid,
okay.
solid
No, I like Total Recall.
Yeah, I'd expect it a bit higher though.
I'm going to be
Oh,
so
before,
upset if Twins isn't in top two.
I'm gonna. I mean,
Or
Running-
what was the one where he got pregnant?
the Running Man.
Oh, Junior.
Yeah. The Running Man's got a bit
I saw.
there, isn't it? And
Well,
Terminator 2.
number 3, Predator.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's got us. Oh, I didn't even put that in my top 3. Damn it.
Oh, no, Predator, you can't. Yeah,
I love
that's
Predator.
Such a good film. Even like with most of his films, especially the 80s ones, there's so many fucking mistakes in them.
Oh, who cares?
They're good films. Don't give a shit.
And actually, just tying in just before, there's going to be a new Predators film next year. Shane Black is doing.
Oh, yes.
So that is going to be amazing. Can't wait for that.
To be really controversial, I really like the first Alien vs Predator film.
I did. No,
I don't mind the first
A lot of people slated it, but I really liked
The
it.
first one was really
The
good.
second one, not so much.
Terrible.
I would say, but it was a solid 7 out of 10.
I would
I'd
say
say
that,
Alien
yeah,
out of
yeah.
Predator.
That being said, I've always preferred the Alien franchise to the Predator franchise.
And I've rather preferred the Predator
Yeah,
to the Alien, and your Alien.
And that brought us
I don't
together.
know, actually,
Okay.
because I don't know. Maybe we'll catch
carry on,
up to this
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, we'll get back into the Predator Alien thing in a minute if you remember. Number 2 was the Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah, T2 was better.
Number 1 was Terminator 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair enough.
So I was kind of disappointed that there was
Where's
no
the running man
man
in that list?
Yeah, no
Where's
running man.
Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah, no kindergarten cop.
Where's Kindergarten Cop? I'm gutted.
My name's John Kimball. There's no running man. No, I liked Last Action Hero.
Yeah, that was really good.
Last Action
I
Hero was
just-
fun.
I say really good,
I
it
won't
was
talk
fun.
both of them now for the rest of the
You
evening.
didn't like Last Action Hero?
It was terrible.
Yeah,
It wasn't meant to be taken seriously, was it?
No,
Yeah.
it's dreadful film. I'm glad that didn't make it.
And like when it goes,
You were the one who thought Transformers was better than Watchmen.
Hey,
So now-
Transformers.
when he's in it and he sees the standee for Terminator
Oh yeah, there's
and
that
this-
little moment.
and a slide instead of him.
Stallone's. Then it played the little. I'm sure it does like the little Terminator tune comes
No.
out.
Possibly,
yeah,
but it's
not
Sly,
bad.
not him. I thought, that
The
would
Last
be
Stand,
really
I thought was a good film. It was alright.
It's kind of that's when he's kind of getting himself back into it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's like it's old Arnie.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was quite good fun.
No,
I'm a
okay.
fan of the.
Yeah.
I can't remember the director's name. The Korean chap,
Yeah.
which doesn't help. There's a lot of people in Korea.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Before we get back into the Alien Predator thing,
Oh god, we're really going out with now.
number 2, History of Violence.
Oh, you got your okay.
Oh,
Number 2,
okay.
History of Violence.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen.
Ah.
You put that top 3.
I absolutely loved it.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I liked
I'm
it. I
shocked.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't put it in my top
Was
3.
it Ed Harris was the
Yeah.
bad guy? Yeah. No,
I can't believe that. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Maybe not all time, but off the top of my head, that's
Yeah,
one that stands out to me.
Yeah,
No, that's fair enough.
That's one of those films I'd always forget about, and when someone
Yeah.
mentions it, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was good. Other Arnie things I've put down, I was like, I don't know about Eraser. That probably didn't, but surely that was better than Terminator 3.
Well, yeah, I have to say, Eraser
Even
was actually.
6
I
days
actually
better than
enjoyed
Terminator.
Eraser. I thought that was an okay film.
Twins was better than Terminator
that's
3.
End of Days.
Oh, I loved End of Days.
That's a good
Actually,
one,
just
yeah.
thinking of that.
I
Actually, I
didn't
really
see
enjoyed
that
that.
one.
End of Days was a really good little horror film. Actually, with that.
Yeah,
That was a
with,
real different.
Gabriel Byrne as Sid.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can't go wrong with that.
No, it was a real good.
It was a little bit
I forgot about that. Actually.
cliche ending.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
It's Arnie versus Satan.
yeah.
You know,
There's only one
basically
winner.
that's the premise. Yeah. Did you see Maggie as well?
No,
This
No.
serious one.
no,
where
the
it's-
zombie. Yeah,
I quite
no.
liked it.
Was it good?
It's not an Arnie. I'm going to go kill the zombies.
Yeah.
You
It's
said
He's from Norway. Sorry, Norway listeners.
You said that being a serious film from. What,
Yeah,
about,
where his
what
daughter's
was the
got
film
a-
recently with Danny
9/11.
McBride played a serious character for once?
In Alien.
Yeah, in
Oh, I suppose. So.
Covenant.
Covenant, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're
I mean,
back in the aliens.
Oh,
That was,
Well,
that
no,
was,
I was
that was
gonna-
completely out of the blue for him as an actor.
Yeah.
I
I've
actually
never
have
seen
to
him do a
say,
series.
I know Arnie is that kind of corny kind of actor, action hero, but actually he can play. I think if he was given a serious role, he could do it, and I think that's quite interesting when characters are given, like actors are given some characters that you think push them to their limits.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Matt
yeah.
Damon is born like Jason
Matt
Bourne.
Damon.
Oh,
I like the Bourne.
my namesake. I have to say, I think he done a really good role. He done a really good job.
Well, I haven't seen the new one. I didn't see even the new one with what's his name.
Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Jeremy Renner.
It's not Green Arrow, the other one.
Jeremy Renner, not Jeremy Renner. Hawkeye.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything past the first 3. So
Yeah,
I haven't seen
I did watch the newborn and it was okay. It was kind of back to the.
I fell asleep.
Okay, but yeah, that was okay. But yeah, going back to your alien.
I do that quite regularly, don't I?
What was the
What
alien
was that
thing?
film I fell
Where
asleep
were
with?
we-
Like 3 times when we tried watching it. We saw it in Canada when we were in cinema. Constantine.
Oh yeah, that's
I
fair
fell
enough,
asleep-
though,
I fell
to be
asleep
fair.
in
Oh, what, the
I wish I
Keanu
had
Reeves?
fell asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep in the cinema, then tried watching it with Damon later on. But yeah, I fell asleep in Canada at cinema watching it. Then we tried to watch it at your house.
Yeah, I can't
And
blame
I fell
you,
asleep.
but It weren't great.
I fell
to be
asleep.
fair.
I was sat next to your bed, weren't I?
Yeah.
And you were on the bed, and I fell asleep. Dan next to his bed having a nap while he's watching this film.
Yeah.
And then I tried once on my own as well, and I just couldn't get into it.
things they're even trying to do TV series. It's just like,
I think I watched 3 or 4 of them and it's like, can't do it.
I heard he's gonna.
I haven't done the Constantine series, but I like the take they took on him in Arrow.
He was in Arrow.
Yeah,
no,
because the same guy. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the guy.
they put him briefly in Arrow
TV series.
for he had to venture to this.
He was part of the island, wasn't he?
In the comics, he's like a foul-mouthed, chain-smoking liver pudding.
In this is
in my head, I was always Robert Carlyle.
Oh, okay. I thought you were thinking Harry Enfield kind of.
No. Robert Carlyle, I think would have done it.
But no, in this one, it was like a brawl and he didn't care. It wasn't this uptight suit-wearing guy. He was.
No, he was a bloke in a long raincoat.
Yeah.
That chain-smoked and swore a lot and.
Again, I think it's one of them.
The film and the series. Sorry, I interrupted you. The film and the series, they changed the character so much. It wasn't that character anymore. You get me? It was like, well, why did you even bother taking it as a franchise? Why not just do something else? Because you've changed so much of it to make it unrecognisable.
That's exactly it.
Favourite Robert Carlyle film? It's easy for me.
28 Days Later. No, hang on. He wasn't in the first one. Was he in the second one? Hang on.
So I was going to say Trainspotting.
Never seen it.
You never seen Trainspotting?
Nope.
Oh, okay. No, he worked 28 Days
with
Later.
With the glasses and that. That's
yeah.
all drop hit.
Just throws the pint glass behind him and starts to fight.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same as you there, 28 weeks later.
It's 28 weeks, 20 he was in, not.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I've seen.
Was it Goldeneye who was the baddie? Tomorrow Never Dies?
Yeah, Sean Bean was Goldeneye, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Robert
He was in
played
one of them.
baddie
Oh,
with
he
a
was in the
scar
one
on
after
his
that
face.
one.
Yeah, can't think it was Pierce Brosnan, wasn't it?
Again, I've only seen the new Bonds, so.
You've never seen the old Bonds? Sean Connery, Roger Moore?
I've seen snippets of them when they've been on at Christmas and things, but never sat and watched them properly.
To be honest, I'm not that bothered about Bond.
Really?
I haven't seen the latest one.
No, I don't think Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig, if you listen, I'm sorry, but you know.
I like them.
You're possibly good in other things that I don't think I've seen him in anything else.
Layer Cake, maybe?
Yeah, which I've not seen.
What
do you mean, Le Foyer cake? So that's one of my pet hates, is putting fucking numbers instead of words. It says Le Foyer cake. Like, it doesn't say layer. Fuck off with that shit.
I don't like him as Bond.
So you're not going to apologise to him as well?
I was just going to
It's
say...
not his fault.
No, I mean, that was...
Okay,
was that Richie?
Here's a question, guys. Here's a question. What do you think of when you say... When the term Bond, James Bond, is said? What do you think?
I must admit, I think probably Roger Moore.
But
that's
so what is Bond the character? What would you say Bond the character is? Gadgets, girls?
Yeah, gadgets, girls, guns.
Cool, suave.
Shaken, not stirred.
Not Daniel Craig. Not fucking...
Alcoholic.
Yeah, alcoholic, yeah. But not the whole shape. This is... You know, he doesn't care whether his drink's shaken or stirred. He doesn't have any gadgets. He's just a brute. I know. It's just he's a brute. It was just kind of like they've gone down that Jason Bourne element. It's like I don't like that.
That was the point because he's not refined yet. He didn't know whether he wanted
was
the
that
drink shaken or
thing when
stirred.
they made a big deal out of it? He had a Stella or something or whatever.
Oh, whatever it was.
You don't really give a shit. It doesn't matter.
He didn't ask for a shaken or stirred because he hadn't.
It just
had the experience to learn what.
His excuse and it was I've just lost a load of money. You know, it weren't Bond for me, and it wasn't like there was no cool gadgets. That's always been Bond. That's been the tradition.
Yeah.
I know, like talking earlier in the podcast, we said about trying to change things, but just I just don't think it worked. I think that the Bond is Bond. You just need to keep it that way and just.
Because technically, I guess Casino Royale would be classed as a remake.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just didn't like.
And somehow we've circled back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, not a fan, but.
No, fair enough. Oh, number 3, Snatch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I think I prefer Lock, Stock to Snatch. Actually.
Oh no, Bricktop's monologue about Nemesis.
Oh yeah.
Where
Personified by Oracle Cat.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is really quotable. I think of that. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's good.
And like that, the beginning though, where I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but Turkish just wants the sausages and he's barbecuing them, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
5 minutes
2
Turkish.
minutes, 5 minutes Turkish.
5 minutes gone. And how many sausages going? 10 minutes Turkish.
Yeah. They're probably the only films that I watch that got Jason Statham in.
I was going to say, I feel sorry for him
I
because he could have had it.
I quite like his stuff.
It's
cheesy and crap,
but
but
he could have had after Transport. The first Transport film was amazing.
Never watched it.
Ah,
that
so
was
good.
really good.
Yeah, so good. But
I can't think what else I've seen him in apart from the shitty remake of Death Race 2000.
that was terrible.
The latest Fast and Furious.
I haven't watched the latest one. So
Crank.
Was he in Expendables 2?
Yeah, and 3.
Yeah.
And all of them, weren't he?
I've only seen 1 and 2.
He was in all of them. They were again cheesy.
And their films I don't give a shit about.
No. Cheesy. Oh, Chuck Norris coming back. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah,
that was
yeah.
brilliant. Chuck Norris, we love you.
Invasion USA is a fucking Christmas movie. I said it before, I'll say it again.
Actually, that brings me to the next segment. Top 3 Christmas films.
Oh, you fuck. Oh, shit. The glasses fell off me.
See, I love the argument that always comes up about Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas film. I'm going to
It
just
is.
lay it out there right there.
No,
Thank you.
It
It is.
And
Oh,
we have
we're
fist bumping.
bumping.
We have fist bumping just for the.
Yeah.
I'm going to push it out there. Rocky IV is a Christmas film. He floats
No.
on Christmas Day. Ivan
Well, it
Drago.
hasn't got the Christmas vibe though, has it? That's just Russia because it's fucking cold and snowy.
True.
Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins is a Christmas film.
Home Alone, love that film. I didn't know the band was quite. Did I say that out loud? Oh no.
That's right. Yeah, it's got that kind of
I
weird.
love Home Alone. Joe Pesci falling downstairs and like.
Segueing back to what we were saying earlier, though, when we paused the podcast.
Oh yeah, sorry, we did
talking-
pause this earlier. Damon needed a wee.
Oh,
We were
this is
talking
gonna
about
be a
how,
recurring theme of my weak bladder. I'm sorry out
How
there.
many times did you go for a wee when we watched?
It was 7, I believe. You won. If
Wait,
there was a
counted.
bet. There was a bet. That
What
did
film was
7
that?
times. It
Oh, was it Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it was Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Mind you, I can understand you wanting to walk out 7 times. Cause
I did. Yeah, I did. In fact, 5 of them times wasn't even a wee. It was just to get out.
But yeah,
Oh, I thought you meant you got aroused by, what's the name who played Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn was the better.
Yeah.
That was the main reason to watch that movie.
we were
Anyway.
talking about ad-libs parts, weren't we?
Oh, during the break we paused and no one heard about, including you, because you went in the room talk about movie scenes that have been ad-libbed.
The where he's got him hung on the coat rack,
Yeah.
and he goes to bite his finger, don't he?
Yeah.
That was all real.
Oh,
He actually
okay.
bit him
What film was
Oh,
this?
at Home Alone,
Okay, right.
and near the end.
Oh, it hangs Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And all throughout filming, Pesci was swearing, and because he was used to films where he could, fuck shit,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
sort of stuff. He kept intentionally scaring Macaulay Culkin
Oh wow.
to make the performance
Okay.
more believable.
That's quite cool.
Oh, okay.
3 Christmas films, Mark. Go.
Oh, so
Which
you know,
is like
okay, I would still put Gremlins in there.
Gremlins.
But I think it's something bizarre like Santa Claus versus the Martians, which is we've done a video review for it. God, it's a piece of shit.
Oh fuck! What was that Christmas film we watched? Where Santa was evil.
Goldberg, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Santa's Sleigh. Yes, that's going in there. We watched that when Amy was having her first contractions with Erin.
Oh wow.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, she'd woke up and we watched Hot Fuzz and Santa's Sleigh.
Great film.
So yeah, Santa's Sleigh's got a special place in the heart just because.
Santa Sleigh, Gremlins, your last one.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not going to go different. Just go what you actually like.
fuck, I can't remember. It was a Norwegian one.
Oh, is that the one where it's about the Santa law and stuff?
Yeah, but they find Santa
Yeah.
frozen in ice.
I've never watched that actually, but I did look.
I've
Oh,
no idea what you're on about.
That looked quite good.
Someone will have to remind. So we even we done a little Christmas thing. We reviewed a few Christmas films, and that was one of them. I was going to say,
Did you watch Krampus?
yeah, I like Krampus.
I
Actually.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, I quite like Krampus.
Go on, you do your 3.
Well, we've got Die Hard and Gremlins. Sort of stuff on a third though at the moment.
Oh, Rare Exports. That's what it was called.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
they find an old man with a long beard frozen in ice, and they're like, "Hang on, we've caught
I like
Santa
the look of
Claus."
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck on a third mate at the moment.
Okay,
So go for your third.
I'm gonna go.
Did we get your? Oh yeah, we did get your third.
Yeah.
top
On
three.
Die Hard, Home Alone, and for me, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
Quite like
You know,
that. And Steph absolutely
quite
loves
like
it.
it.
Tim Burton, she loves so.
I've got nothing against it. I've just
Really
never
good.
got
Yeah,
round to
I'm
watching it.
Are you not a fan of Tim Burton?
Sort of. Beetlejuice is a good film.
Batman.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is a great film.
The first Batman was a good film
Michael
that he
Keaton,
did.
yeah.
And
I like
once again,
Batman
the
Forever,
second
the
one.
one, Catwoman and Penguin.
Did he? No, he didn't do that one. Did he? He did
No.
1 and 2. No, that was.
Quite like that.
Oh, sorry, no, that was number 2. Forever was number 3, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no, the second.
Batman Returns. that's
Batman
it.
Returns as well.
No, I didn't like the whole. You've got a gang who've dismantled the entire Batmobile, then they've put it back together again. The fuck was that all
I
about?
kind of enjoyed it.
It was just no, that was too dumb.
Sweeney Todd was quite good actually.
No
We have
musicals.
this.
I don't do musicals.
You see,
With very few exceptions.
I've kind of grown to love them.
Don't do a top 3 musicals because I'm not even going to start that one.
Damn it!
Dr. Horrible Singing on Blood. That's
Oh,
all.
it's
That's
Yeah,
all
I've
I need.
never
yeah.
watched it.
No, it's
I was
quite
going to say, oh no, actually, I
That's all
might
I
even
need.
have 3 thinking about it. Reno the Genetic Opera. Poultry
I've
Guys.
seen the
don't
first
make-
half an hour of that.
Oh, okay. Just
But
start.
I can't remember why I stopped, but I did start watching it.
I'm going to count Poultrygeist as a musical because it has 4 or 5 songs in it, and Blues Brothers. Sorry to all you Commitments
I
fans,
really
but
did not like Blues Brothers.
what the fuck is the matter with you?
He's repeatedly hit me with something. I just didn't like it. I just didn't.
Really?
No, I didn't like it.
We're talking about the original, not Blues Brothers 2000.
No, original. And also, I have to say, like a lot of people, when you get like a film and like it's a classic, like Apocalypse Now, really didn't like that either.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Strange, but some of them ones that stand out, I'm just hoping I'll like.
Then
Blade
it's
Runner.
Blues Brothers. Maybe you're not the music you don't give a shit about, or
Yeah, and I
because
just
I
kind
like
of.
the blues and stuff like that. As well,
Oh
so.
no, I like blues, but I just kind of didn't get. I don't know. I just did not enjoy it. I don't know whether I was in the wrong frame of mind or I don't know.
You've got like John Candy and Carrie Fisher in it. You know, how can you not?
Okay. Dr. Horrible Singing on Blood is always going to be number 1 for me.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Not
I
really a film,
No.
and I keep getting stuck on the thirds.
See, and I don't know why this, but I'm going to go Evita because I just watched it recently with Steph and absolutely really quite liked it. It was okay.
I was thinking it that cracker bread, but that's Rivita.
No, yeah. Oh, hang on, I'm confused.
Isn't that the Madonna's like 12 film?
Don't know, but she was really good in it. She's a good singer.
Yeah.
So
If you
you've
say-
always got you watching musicals now.
Yeah, I'll quit that. No,
If you say 8 Mile, I'm going to fucking hit you.
no. Phantom of the Opera, Jared Butler.
Yeah.
He's quite good in that.
Oh god, you're going to do the bloody miserable Les.
No, I'm not. And I don't know my third.
I can tell these are films that your wife's made you watch, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you just said Nightmare Before Christmas, isn't that a musical?
I thought that, but yeah, maybe I'll stick
Yeah,
that as well.
technically.
I'll stick that in as well. But I think it's that vibe as well when you get to see something as well. I've gone to see Phantom of the Opera in the West End, and it's really good. Really enjoyed it, and it's that kind of atmospheric thing.
I'm not a big fan of
okay,
theatre.
Rock of Ages.
Oh, Rock of Ages.
Number 3.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. And that actually probably I should put.
Although that was better live than the film.
That's one of those things that I
It's
argue
not
with
like-
Amy about, because
yeah.
she bought the soundtrack to Rock of Ages,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and I was like, at any other time, if it wasn't to do with the film or the theatre show, you would have heard this on the radio and gone, what the fuck is this shit remake of this song that I like?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
she
Not-
would
is the
kind
sound-
of agree
is
with.
the soundtrack
but-
all the actual...
Yeah, so it's still, was it Tom Cruise?
Yeah, Tom Cruise, yeah.
Yeah, so it is the cast doing the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm not one for...
If you want a classic rock
musical
album, just buy a
theatre.
classic rock album.
I can see where you're coming from as well, because I probably wouldn't choose to watch a musical with the wife. You want to watch,
Yeah.
you watch it together.
We
It's
went twice to watch We Will Rock You.
Oh, okay, was that
And-
good? Yeah.
I didn't mind it the first time, but the second time I was kind of like, do you know what? And they've changed it, certain bits, to adapt to modern
Oh, okay.
pop culture. But we were right at the front, I think it was in the first or second row the second time we went, and it's a little bit unnerving because they're right up above you, and you're looking up and going, yeah, you've got a really short pair of shorts on, love, I can fucking, your growler's right over my head. I'm like, this is not a nice...
And you're complaining at this?
I'm sitting there with my wife, and so
Yeah.
I'm like making eye contact with this woman who's looking down at me, and
But
I'm
to be,
looking up at
to
her
be
snap, and
fair,
it's like,
your wife says
this
she
ain't
knows
great.
what's going on.
But you see,
But it's like, it don't feel right, and if I can't get up and stuff $1 in your shorts, I'm like, no, it was like, I really like, we watched the Buddy Holly story, which I really liked,
oh, okay.
but then again I really like the music as well, which makes me sound really old, but...
Okay, so not really film or anything related like that. Did you know about, oh, fuck, what's his name? Don McLean's song. That is about Buddy Holly's plane crash.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
right,
day
I
the
didn't know
music
that.
died is that day.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't think I've really took that. It's a song that I know of the song, I've heard it, but I've never really listened, if you get what I mean. No, that makes it, because it was Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, and...
Richie Valens, was it?
Yeah, La Bamba was the film that they did with...
I haven't seen the film.
I forgot who it was in the film now.
Randomly
I was
random
going to say Lou Diamond Phillips, but I don't know if that was right or not now. I'm probably got it completely wrong. Where were we?
Oh, actually, I know which one we didn't go back to.
Oh.
Alien and Predator.
Did we not go back to that?
No, we didn't.
Where did we leave it? We left everyone an Alien and Predator cliffhanger.
Yeah, we did.
I said that I liked the first Alien vs Predator, but the second one was...
And then we got into a debate about Alien.
And I said that I preferred the Alien franchise.
I prefer Predator. You were kind of...
See, I'm not sure. Alien I really like. Aliens I really liked. Alien 3, yeah...
Yeah, first two, yes.
Yeah.
And I quite liked Covenant.
But then again,
It wasn't
I've never
amazing,
seen-
but it wasn't
Fell
bad.
asleep during Covenant.
I never saw all of Alien. There was a director's cut of Alien 3 somewhere, because that wasn't the complete. I remember reading the comic of it, of the original script or whatever, and it was like, oh, there's a lot more in here than was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And God, what was that one?
Resurrection.
What was the one with Winona Ryder was in?
That is Resurrection. With
Was it
Ron
Resurrection?
Perlman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
Are you...
That was better than the third one.
Yeah, but Predator, I liked Predator 2. Yeah, I don't mind that. Danny
No, I
Glover
enjoyed
still
that.
being Danny Glover.
I enjoyed that, yeah.
But then you've got...
Predators. Can we just skip Predators? That was never made.
Was that the one where they picked the people up and dropped them off on that planet?
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and
I didn't
Adrian
like
Brody as a Marine.
He
just
did
not
it.
work.
I didn't
He
mind
didn't
it.
work
I mean, it
because-
wasn't good. It wasn't great, but it was watchable.
I didn't see what, because the first time I watched it, I didn't like it, and then I watched it again a few years later and thought, do you know what, this is alright.
The most positive thing about that was Danny Trejo, isn't it?
I know he didn't last very long.
No, he didn't last very long.
Adrian Brody shouldn't have been the big tough
No,
guy character.
exactly, yeah.
He was the guy in the first movie who'd done the my girlfriend's got a big pussy. He was doing
Yeah.
those jokes. That was him, the
Exactly,
little
Yeah, I
guy.
totally
He,
agree
he,
with
he,
that.
wasn't he wasn't the hero
I just
character.
think
He's not that
Predators had
kind of.
so. If you was to read the synopsis, you'd be like, "That's going to be amazing," and then you watch the film and you go, "What the hell? That was not executed." So hopefully, Predators next year will live up to what we're hoping. But Predator 1 and 2, totally agree. I've always been a Predator man, never been an Alien man. Just
So you've got
really
a Predator bottle opener sitting
I
next
have
to
got a Predator
for our tasty beverages that we are
Yes.
sipping as.
See, I really like the premise in Alien vs Predator where you find out that they built the pyramid and
specifically just to fight.
like
The
it sort of
aliens,
gives you the idea that they built the proper pyramids in Egypt and the.
Kind
Oh,
I
there's
don't
that
know what
possibility, or we were influenced by them, or
Yeah.
What's the South American tribe?
Aztecs.
the
Yeah,
Aztecs with the
Mayans.
Yeah, Mayans and Aztecs and things.
I
I
kind of
forgot what
love.
they're called. They're not pyramids. They're not ziggurats, are they?
Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but
Yeah.
they gave the premise that sort of they built
Kinda-
them and.
Kind of
Yeah.
love that whole where he scouts the woman to kind of be
Yeah,
the
to
warrior
mark
kind of
her.
thing. Yeah, and I thought that was
Yeah,
fantastic
yeah.
that he was kind of working with her because she killed an alien. I like that kind of vibe.
And then they
saw-
made
you
the
saw her
second
as a
film,
warrior.
which was 50% so dark you couldn't see it.
Oh, exactly. It was just terrible.
Were they in a The facehuggers at the school or something. I can't.
See,
It was in a town.
awful.
Yeah.
I know there was some stuff of aliens in the sewer.
I'm going to throw out another top 3. I know this has been the general
Oh
theme.
man, this is the top.
Top 3 horrors.
Oh, I can't do that. There's too many that I really like.
Mark is crying right now.
It sounds like laughs, but it's
Well,
not.
I can't use Evil Dead 2 because I've put that in top 3 films. I suppose technically I could, but I'm going to go, oh god, top 3 horrors. Jesus.
I'm going to put Scream out there as one of them.
Yeah, I kind of agree there, actually.
not
That's
three, no.
good.
Wouldn't even be in my top 500.
What?
Nah, I'm not that big a fan of it. The Descent would be in my top 3 horrors.
Didn't they make a sequel for that?
Sequel's
Sorry.
alright.
Yeah.
You remember how the original was all, there was no artificial lighting in it?
Mm.
They didn't do that in the sequel. There was artificial lighting, so you kind of like, it's a really fucking bright cave.
Jaws.
It was okay.
How's that horror? Is that horror?
Yeah, that's
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaws will be in my top 3 as well.
So what you got then? You've already done yours then?
I've done 2, yeah.
What you got?
I've got Jaws and Scream at the moment.
Oh yeah, Scream. I'm definitely going to have the Descent. I might put the Devil's Rejects in there, but I don't want to put too many new films in.
Would you do Devil's Rejects over House of 1,000 Corpses?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I agree with that. No matter if I agree or not.
You have seen both of them?
Great films.
Oh god, I don't know if I could do top 3 horrors. This is like a real fucking throw me on the spot.
With Jaws, a lot of it came from the actual sharks being faulty, didn't it?
Oh, Bruce
Like,
the Turd.
yeah, that's the reason that the shark isn't shown as much, because
Yeah.
it kept malfunctioning.
Mechanical pile of shit, wasn't it?
Like they lost one at the bottom of the ocean.
Because I think
it
he
sank.
nicknamed it the Turd because it was just
Yeah, it sank, and they had to send divers down to retrieve this fake
So
shark.
I would probably put Jaws in there as well.
I don't think I've seen Jaws all the way through.
Really?
I'm not sure you put it in as a horror, but Jurassic Park.
Depends if you're
Yeah,
scared of
if you-
dinosaurs or not,
Which,
really.
yeah, because that's one of those. It's like it's a little bit
Oh,
horror,
oh.
it's a bit sci-fi, there's a bit
See,
action.
this is the thing, I was 7 when I first saw it, so to me that was fucking scary.
See, I was about 7 or 8 when I first saw Jaws, and so was my daughter because I'm a good parent.
Do you know what's scary? Moomins. Just throwing it out there.
Like the little fucking white hippos.
Yep.
Why are
Yeah,
they
he's scared of them.
They're just proper scary, creepy. I don't trust them.
What's
Yeah.
more scary?
Or
Movies, clowns, or rastas?
It's a combination. It's a Rasta Moomin clown, isn't it? It scares the hell out of me, doesn't it? And it's only because of Rastas that Marks for Death scares me.
It's the
Marks for
patois,
Death, Steven
isn't it?
Seagal, yeah.
It's the patois.
Marks for
The
Death,
accent
he
in
was
the
probably, he's probably a scary guy, and Steven Seagal, I don't think
I'd like to clear this up though, but more on it. It's not that he doesn't like Rastafarian people, he's just scared of the accent.
Yeah.
The accent?
I might be
What,
doing
if it when they like
Like Jamaican.
jive or...
I don't know whether it's just the guy out of Marks for Death, if I'm being deadly honest.
No, it's not, because do you remember Bad Boys 2?
Oh, I didn't know that either, yeah, that's true.
So what,
When he's shouting,
So
get out of
G-
my house!
Yeah, that's the worst Jamaican accent ever.
so GTA 4, when you're driving around the Jamaican guy, it's like, he's blood clot man. You're like, oh, I don't like it.
I'll be honest, Mark, I just jumped out. Just get a little bit there. I don't know what it is.
So what was the bloke in, the bit in Congo? You don't like the bit with
I love Congo.
the... He's like, stop eating my sesame cake!
That's what
Probably
Bobby
because it's not Jamaican now. I suppose,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
Bobby-
It's
Well, I
more
did love
the,
that line.
it's more the sinister sounding ones that get to you, isn't it?
It was more like the Mark for Death kind of look, I think.
Maybe it's Mark for Death instead.
Yeah,
I
Mark
feel
for Death did
like-
scare me, and I was very young when I watched it. I felt like I was in safe hands with Steven Seagal.
But not now.
Not now.
No,
No.
it's fat.
Is that,
No,
one,
yeah.
is that one that ended at the ice
Irritating.
rink?
No.
Which one was that?
I don't know what.
Why does he have to give this fucking monologue in all his films about I'm here to help save the native people of this land and you're a bad guy who isn't doing what you should be doing. And we've had a fight and now you're beaten because I'm Steven Seagal and I'm looking after the people of this land. What's up, brother? And you're like, fucking shut up, man.
Right, come on, then you threw this list out. Horrors.
Dust to Dawn.
Okay, you're going to repeat some stuff. Yeah.
I am indeed. Dust to Dawn. I agree with Scream actually. When we watched that, that was quite revolutionary. I thought for this time.
For me, the thing I don't like it was because it's so watered down. Horror films, there were all these TV actresses. No one got the top off kind of thing, which was like always happened in those kind
was
of...
a good twist though, straight away.
That was quite a good,
That was
yeah.
quite
yeah.
good.
Yeah, she was like the real known
That was
actress
it,
in it,
yeah.
wasn't she?
And then
Yeah.
to kill her off immediately, and also that opening sequence.
And me being the women in that film, I'd rather have Drew Barrymore.
Oh, no, Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell, yeah.
Yeah.
But the bit with the hanging from the swing always haunts me in my mind a little bit, and
Okay.
and that whole answering the phone call thing inside the house, kind of he was there, he was smashing through the window. I know it's all
Is it not
cliche
ruined now though when you see Matthew Lillard and think, that's Shaggy?
now.
Yeah.
Um,
Go on, Scoops! Oh, I can't do that actually.
Where the hell did the other one go? You had Lillard, but Skeet Ulrich.
Oh yeah.
Skeet Ulrich,
Where did he go?
yeah. How about is it Matthew Kennedy?
Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie
He
Kennedy.
ended up having his own prank and comedy
He
show.
did, yeah. Top 3 list for me is Dust to Dawn. I did late Scream because it was revolutionary at the time. I have a soft place in my heart for Dog Soldiers. Did love Dog
I'm
Soldiers.
surprised the Collectors
mentioned
didn't make it in
Monster.
there.
That,
Yeah.
That's a big thing for me.
I'm surprised the Collectors didn't make it in there.
But the Collectibles, yeah, I absolutely loved the Collector. The Collection was phenomenal as well. I'd probably go the Collection.
The second film over the third.
I would, because the way it ended, not going to ruin that for you guys, but yeah,
It's
definitely
fine,
check it
it's
out.
fine.
He
I
dies.
really enjoyed it. If he dies, as Ivan Drago would say. That's my top 3.
think of one-liners now. What was that one-liner? Oh, I can't remember what the fucking film was.
I love
And he somebody's got a pipe for his...
Oh, let off some steam, Bennett.
That's brilliant. I love we were talking about this.
It's a film with Arnie, a man's got a pipe in. Yeah, I've got this.
Randy Roddy Piper in They Live, when he goes, I'm kicking ass and
here.
chewing bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I love that line. That fight with Keith David and Randy Roddy Piper in They Live, absolutely amazing, and tying into another show that we both love, well, we all love, Banshee.
I never finished the last season.
Oh wow,
Really?
That was absolutely great TV show, probably a solid 9 out of 10, and he's such a cool character, a cool show. And
I think the part that sold it for you was that fight, wasn't it?
The cage fight, episode 3,
the MMA fighter.
So that's when because that was when the soldiers were watching that fight, weren't they?
Yeah.
And it weren't until season 4 or 3, so when they put it in the army base, you know, like, oh yeah, it ties in. Yeah.
But for some, I remember seeing the trailer for whatever channel it was going to be on Sky, and just thinking, what is this all about? Is it a banshee, like as in like a supernatural kind of thing? Watching it, totally not that at all, but still hooked and gripped with that
character. Did you ever
character.
find out his actual name?
No, which is a great little thing as well. Absolutely brilliant.
What was his name? It was Anthony Starr, wasn't it?
Yeah, great actor.
Yeah.
And actually, all the cast unknown, really good.
Yeah. His wife's very hot.
You mean in the show? No, his real wife.
I'll be honest, they could have.
And
well, his real wife. Yeah, sorry, Anthony.
I haven't seen his real wife,
but we don't really talk about people's wives. That's not fair.
And the niece in it as well.
Of course, she's a looker and a lovely lady.
Although that took a really weird twist in it with her sleeping with Proctor in the end.
Oh, you've ruined it.
If they haven't seen it, fuck them.
Wow, we got spoiler alert, but not if you haven't seen it, fuck.
But yeah, great show, just wanted to get it out there, really.
Yeah. So, he's dead at the end of Sixth Sense, fuck you.
Yeah. They're all ghosts, the others.
And I didn't answer the top 3 horrors, so we'll move on. No, there's too many.
Do 2.
The Descent is definite.
Yep.
And he has Evil Dead.
Yeah, I've already had Evil Dead. I don't know what I would... Yeah, I probably would. I'd put Devil's Rejects in there, but...
Okay, yeah.
I watched too many, it's just, yeah.
No, I like
Well, not too many, just because that's my favourite genre.
I like hearing these top 3, like, that's why I'm throwing it out there, just to see that there's a variant, really, because it's not just you've got the horror, you've got the sci-fi, you've got the actions and stuff, but actually trying to break it down to your top 3 is always the case of what could you watch again and again.
There's only things that I will not watch be rom-coms and
see, I'm going to be a bitch.
Musical.
I'm going to be a bitch. Damon, top 3 rom-coms.
I don't watch rom-coms, I don't know what you're about.
No, not at all.
Good Luck Chuck is an amazing film.
You're going to tell me Bridesmaids is awesome next, aren't you? Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I'm not.
I think we can see
that. Not a rom-com, but that Bad Mums was good.
No,
I found that quite funny.
I've not seen that, no. But Good Luck Chuck is a funny rom-com, but I see what you mean with rom-coms. It's kind of that thing that I just don't know if it's a guy thing where
I'll freely watch them, I'll admit it. I don't care.
It's a heterosexual guy thing, sorry. I don't know, it's like, because the wife loves
I'd like to point out, I like women.
Yeah, where were we?
I don't know. I've watched rom-coms, and they are alright for what they are, but I wouldn't choose to watch them.
But they're the same fucking plot on all of them.
They are. But then...
So are horrors though.
Yeah, but every rom-com is, woman likes this bloke who's a bit of an arsehole, and it just sort of mates with the bloke who's nice, finds out the bloke's an arsehole, fucks off with the nice bloke at the end.
What was that really good one with Dan Cooking?
Good Luck Chuck.
No, the other one.
Where he's a douchebag.
Yeah. Where he's a...
Actually, I've
my best friend's girl, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a rom-com, High Fidelity. That's technically a rom-com.
That's Cusack, isn't it?
Yeah, Jack Black.
Oh.
Yeah, that's technically a rom-com.
Yeah.
I can put up with that.
Yeah.
I like one rom-com.
I'm just going to change it from rom-com for a minute.
Hey.
Well, to be fair, I only did that to wind you up.
And I'm just going to warn people there's maybe potential spoiler alerts here. If you haven't seen these films that we're about to mention, best twist in a film.
Okay.
It's got to be Usual Suspect.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Orphan.
Oh, that is a phenomenal. Oh, that's a great...
God, I'm
going to applaud you there. That is absolutely brilliant. That's a great call. Great shout.
See, the problem with Usual Suspects is I didn't watch it until recently.
No, you saw the
already knew.
You saw the ending first.
And someone sitting here had already told me the twist.
Mark, I can't believe you did that.
And so I knew everything was coming.
What the fuck, like me?
It was... I just think The Usual Suspects is that kind of you don't see it coming kind of thing. Same as The Orphan.
Yeah.
Oh no, I completely saw it coming.
What?
Arsehole.
Yeah.
But then, would the end of The Mist be it? No, I suppose it's not really a twist.
Not really a twist, but a great ending. I've said this to you before. The Fallen. I think it's Fallen.
Oh, the Denzel.
Fallen, yeah.
Great twist. We watched that, didn't we?
Yeah,
I've never watched it. You signed a sold it to me, but I've never watched it because I'm not a big Denzel fan.
No.
You don't have to be. It was just a good film.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
But you get those films where certain actors really like, do you know what, I'm not bothered.
Because you completely forget the first opening line.
That's it, and that's exactly
Yeah,
the key.
yeah.
And I think that's the thing where they tell you the twist and you forget about it because you're enjoying the film, and then the twist at the end, you're like, oh, okay, that all ties around nicely. But yeah, I think there's always. I love a good twist in a film if you don't see it coming and it can change your opinion on a film.
Pardon me, sorry, Wally.
And that was a twist, we did not see that coming.
Drinking mojitos, that's what happened.
But yeah, Usual Suspects, great film. Definitely check it out if you haven't.
We didn't spoil it. No, we're okay. You're okay.
We
We haven't spoiled it.
it.
Just
No, we
yet.
won't. No, we
I will,
won't
hold on. No, I won't.
we are Kaiser Soze. There isn't many more I can think of, to be honest.
There's probably loads.
There's loads, it's just thinking off the top of your head, isn't it?
Plot twist, yeah.
He puts us on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have let us prepare.
I'm sorry. I suppose, but then you'd have seen it coming. Wouldn't have been a plot.
Oh, yeah.
I think Scream. Could we throw that out there? Because that was a twist. There was 2 killers instead of 1.
There's not really a plot
No
twist,
one
is
would
it?
get it, would they?
I don't know. I'm still like.
Not really a twist.
You're anti-Scream, aren't you, Anna?
I'm just, yeah, it was all right, but it was so sanitised and watered down for
Yeah.
that. What a horror film! But it was for when you compare it to, it was a slasher movie. When you compare it to slasher movies, it wasn't what they were to that extent.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the.
It done well.
It wasn't
to kind
over
of,
the top, like say Jason throwing machetes and
No, but
bodies exploding and.
But I like Friday the 13th.
Times had changed. I love Friday the 13th.
I like the mum says they're over the top.
It kind of done alright because it kind of gave horror a little bit of a boot in the arse, but then again, it just gave us shit like I Know What You Did Last Summer and all that. The plot twist to the second one, go back to plot twist. I figured it out in the first 5 minutes as soon as they said his name was Will Benson or whatever it was. I'm like, oh, the bloke in the first one was Ben Willis. I think I know what's fucking going on here.
Wasn't the second one where they go on a holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like a weird abandoned
Jack
hotel.
Black's in it like a white Rastafarian. It was terrible.
Yeah. Were you scared of him? He's visibly shaking.
But I think it's censorship as well, isn't it? Though? Let's be honest. RoboCop with how many blood spatters and how many glass shatters and how much, that was amazing. Yeah.
Best thing on RoboCop though, the acid one, where it's
Oh,
like melt when he gets hit by the car.
Yeah. So and his skin hanging off his fingers like sausage
You
skin.
you won't get that now, and it's just that's just.
Have you ever watched the TV version of that?
No.
It is so weirdly cut. Where they drop the girders on him at the end, and he's like, "Take that, you bastard!" And the captain's like, "Take that, you blackguard." Is he a fucking pirate now? Who says blackguard? It's not like when people do it out there, like Samuel L. Jackson, the famous thing for Snakes on the Plane, where his
when they change it.
Yeah, get these Monday to Friday snakes off this monkey fighting snakes off this Monday to Friday plane. Yeah.
Oh god.
Just to put anything in there, just for his own amusement, because I think they're contractually obliged to do like a watered down one for like airlines and stuff.
See, that was something I read recently as well about Samuel Jackson. You always notice he swears a lot in his films. Always motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was reading that I can't vouch for how true it is. Apparently, he had a stutter when he was younger.
Right.
And it was using the word motherfucker that helped him get over it.
Oh, okay. So if any of you out there do have a stutter,
Just start swearing.
just adopt
But it
sort of
made me
a T-Rex
think.
mentality.
It made me think. Can you imagine him trying to do the prayer speech from Pulp Fiction with a stutter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that was an amazing film.
Great film.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
Great film. You know another
I think
film?
most Tarantino's are.
Face Off. Great film.
Nah,
Sorry.
It's
it's not bad,
Hang on.
but
What?
I wouldn't call it great.
Sorry.
It's not great. It's got fucking Nicolas Cage in it.
Hey, you leave him alone.
Yeah.
Con Air was amazing.
Connor's okay.
Yeah.
He's not. Nicolas Cage isn't amazing, because I
volume
can
down.
Yeah. You
Put
think
the volume
Nicolas
back
Cage is
on.
amazing? All I've got to do is go, no, not the bees.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
What?
off! You not seen his remake of Wicker Man?
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah, that was.
We're
I
back to
done it really
remakes.
bad on purpose, and it was still better than what he did.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass.
I like Kick-Ass, but he fucked it up when he was getting burnt to death. He didn't sound to me like a man in pain from being on
Did you want him
fire.
set like? Did you want Nicolas Cage set like?
Oh, that would be so fucking good. Because I know you. Another film that we talk about the ending of is Eden Lake.
Oh no.
When they set that kid on fire,
Yeah.
you hear that
sure.
scream in
I
the
got
distance,
bored of it.
and to me it sounds like someone in absolute fucking agony on it. It's like, that is the scream I want to hear when someone's on fire. Not that makes me sound twisted, I realise, but it's like, yeah, that sounds like someone
Mark,
really
put
in
the
pain.
gasoline down.
Okay, thoughts on The Purge? I quite liked it.
I actually think the TV show developed from
I've
the
been saying this
You,
for years.
you-
Yeah, since
we
the
talked about
first film
this.
I thought was crap. Really good premise. I like the idea of the Purge, and then it was like a home invasion movie. Second film got it just right.
I actually liked them all.
Number one was they wasted the premise, but I really liked 2, and I thought 3 was pretty good. And I've been saying ever since the first one, make a great.
I like that
TV
they actually
series.
carried the character over from 2 to 3.
Oh yeah, the cop. Yeah,
What are you guys thinking about the going off topic slightly? But the Punisher series is hopefully going to come out soon.
I'm up for that.
Well,
I think
given
it's good
Brett
at
Mills'
Daredevil.
performance in Daredevil Season 2, I'm all for it.
The trailer looked good.
And Daredevil, we're going to swing it back to the remakes, but actually was properly done.
Yeah, fuck you, Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
then saying that about Punisher, have you seen the 3 previous Punisher movies?
Oh,
Number
the
one
Thomas
being,
Jane. Thomas
number
Jane.
one was Dolph Lundgren being grumpy in a sewer.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Then you had the Thomas Jane one.
I've seen the Thomas Jane one.
And then you
I
had...
actually think the Thomas Jane snippet, the small short, was actually
Oh,
really
Dirty Laundry. Yeah.
that
Absolutely
was good.
amazing.
And then there was Punisher Warzone,
I didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
which I like Punisher Warzone. It was a little bit cartoony in that comic booky, but it got the character right. Whereas the Thomas Jane one was he didn't become the Punisher till the end. You got
Dirty Laundry was better.
Aren't
wasn't
they?
it?
Aren't they?
I've been an hour and a half waiting to see the Punisher, and you've done it right at the end.
Aren't they making that comic, the Dead Cop one, into a film? I'm sure it's a cop that dies and he starts taking the law into his own hands.
Judge Jed from the grave.
No, can't think what it's called. Babe.
Oh yeah, shit! I should have. I could have had the Raid and Judge Dredd in my top 3 movies.
The Raid.
Yeah, but which Judge Dredd?
Raid 2.
The Judge Dredd. No, sorry, Dredd. Yeah, not Judge Dredd. Not the fucking star piece of shit. Yeah.
Imagine if you accidentally, if you went to a desert island and you went, I'll have Judge Dredd, please, and you put it in and it was like, oh no.
I'll put up with Stallone fighting.
That sort of reminds me of, have you seen that new series on Netflix, The Good Place? The premise is it's heaven. You either go to the good place or the bad place.
Tell me about this, didn't you, Damon? Yeah.
But they discovered that they're not actually in the good place, they're in the bad place being tortured sort of mentally.
Oh no, this is a different one that you told me. Okay.
No, it is one.
I'm thinking of one. There was one you told me about where someone goes to heaven and she shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that is it. Oh, okay.
But
sorry.
it turns out it's not heaven.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hell, and they're making each other torture themselves. Have you not seen it all?
No.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to go back to spoiler alert.
That's one thing to spoil it for the audience, but to spoil
No,
it to
no,
us
he
sitting here.
deserves it. He spoiled
Yeah,
Usual
but I've
Suspects
not
for
even
me.
seen it. I'm not even watching
He
one
spoiled
episode.
Usual Suspects for me. But no, where I was going to, they
What
say
have
that
you not
this...
seen? I'm going to spoil the fuck out of it.
Star Wars. Do you know who's fucking his dad?
He's fucking his dad.
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
I was there.
Well, I would assume it was his mum. But then they just
We
find
go
out
back to Samuel L. Jackson again. Motherfucker!
they find out there's a medium place. And, like, there's good bits and bad bits. Like, you know, you can watch whatever film you want for the rest of your life, but then they'll give you the bad version of it.
Okay.
So with your Desert Island, yeah, you get to watch Dredd, but it's Stallone.
With the Stallone one and not the Carl Urban version.
Oh dear.
Well, that would be hell on earth.
You're
Well,
going to start watching The Good Place now.
I am. It's a bad place.
I think we're nearly out of time.
Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah. Is there anything else anyone wants to end on, or we used to have a tradition with the podcast of giving each other homework based on something we discussed in the podcast that the others haven't seen yet. I don't know if you want to carry
Well,
that on.
I've got one. Lee, you must watch the first 3 Star Wars.
Not 3 of them's a bit.
I've watched the original first one.
All 3.
No.
Back to back.
At least watch Empire. Empire's the best one of them all. If you watch
Which one's that?
The second one.
Second
So, part 5.
That's your homework for the next podcast.
Although tomorrow I'm taking my kids to go watch Lego Ninjago.
Okay. That's exactly your homework then.
Yeah, that gets me out of it quite easy though.
That is
to be
true.
fair. And Amy's going to go and watch
Actually-
the Ritual
I have got...
with Rafe Spall. Some mates go on a camping trip in the woods and there's some malevolent thing. Yeah, she's watching that tomorrow night and I'm taking the kids in the morning to watch Lego.
How about your homework would be Good Luck Chuck, rom-com.
I'm not watching the fucking Come on.
Fan of the opera. Evita.
Fucking hell.
What? No, I'll make it easy. Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Yeah, that's
One,
a good
it's
one. That's a good one.
Okay, yeah,
Nathan
that's a good
Fillion and
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
MPH.
Next
yeah.
week is
Oh, I
Fan of the
can
Opera.
manage that one.
Hold on, what we're going to make Damon watch?
Don't make me watch wrong.
No.
What are we going to make him watch?
Yeah, that's true.
It.
Huh?
Yeah, you should watch it.
The remake of it.
Okay.
Because it's a remake and it's got a clown. Oh, there's no
That's
Rastas
my
in
worst
it, though,
nightmare. A remake and a clown.
but- Yeah, there's
No, there's no
Rastas in it,
Rastas
though,
or
so you'll be
Moomins.
okay.
Okay.
Or Moomins, yeah.
But
Okay.
before we sign up,
We've got a weird vision of a Rastafarian Moomin.
Exactly.
before we sign off, I've just thought of we said about the camping thing. Another horror that I quite like. A lot of people shit on it. Cabin in the Woods.
I like Cabin in the Woods.
I looked all the way up to the end, and that ending was a bit...
No, I like that.
I thought it was kind of odd how they had the list of
Spoiler
monsters
alert.
and they were like, oh, how
Evil
are we gonna-
wins.
Yeah, it didn't bother me about the evil wins, but it was just like, there's a god and kind of a hand and a...
Yeah, but that was the whole. To me, the whole thing of the film was like that was us because they were on about we have to appease this god. We got to show a bit of tits. We got to show a bit of violence.
okay,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, that's us. That's us as a horror audience
Okay.
member. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we
It
want
was-
to see
it was
tits
sort of
and
the
violence.
concept.
partly
to that.
satire, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But they had all the
that's it,
different.
yeah.
They had the different monsters they could tackle with
Exactly,
what we use today.
I like that concept and the whole horror
And
cliche.
it was kind of like us. We're like, well, the film didn't go quite how we wanted. We're not happy with it. Grr, kind
Yeah,
of
okay,
attitude.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I really liked it.
Okay, yeah. Worst film ever made, Wolf Creek. Let's end on that.
No.
I've not seen it.
Oh no. Sean would agree to you this because there's something else we mentioned. I'm going back to the podcast. He hated it. I quite like it. Number 2 was really fucking good. The series was good. and I met John Jarrett, who plays Mick Taylor. He's a fucking funny bloke. He is fantastic.
I've never ever wanted to write to a director and ask for my 3 hours of my life back ever. I've died. It genuinely, if we were doing top 3s, that's number 1.
No, not by a long way.
Just throw it out there. Have you ever seen the film Gossip?
Nope.
See, I quite like that. That was a weird sort of.
I've never even heard of it, I don't think.
It's a weird sort of horror thriller type thing.
Okay, do you know anyone who was?
Not off the top of my head, my phone's out of the way on charge.
Okay, we'll have to look it up then.
But yeah, that'll be next podcast. But
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll wrap this up then.
Yeah.
Lee's homework is going to watch. You watching Empire Strikes Back?
I guess.
Damon's going to watch It.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch. I've forgotten already.
Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. After I watch
Family Opera. No, I'm joking.
No. Fuck off.
Cheers, guys.
Right, thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.
That's for our French viewers, yeah.